What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Educated Barfly. Today we're going to be making a cocktail utilizing foam because I thought that would be fun. The foam that we're going to be making is going to be an egg white based foam because that is the easiest ingredient to get. But you can make them out of like sheet gelatin or agar-agar. I will get into those things maybe in future episodes. Today we're going to do the easiest thing that you can just go buy in the store, and that's egg white. Now I know a lot of you guys are thinking, well, what's the point of this? Why would we make one in a soda siphon when we could just add egg white to a cocktail? And the quickest answer to that is that you can actually flavor. We're going to flavor this foam. So foams can have all sorts of different flavors in it. And what I would say about using foams in cocktails is that you should do cocktails that stand alone, but then the foam should also be able to stand alone too. You put those things together and you create this nice three-dimensional cocktail. I'm looking at Marius because the last time I said three-dimensional cocktail, he said all cocktails are three-dimensional.
We live in a three-dimensional
But what I'm talking
world.
about is the third dimension in flavor. You don't want something to be too flat, right? You want it to be flavorful. You want your foam to be able to stand up on its own. You want to be able to have your foam be so delicious that you would consume it on its own. You want your cocktail to be so delicious that you would consume that on its own. But when you put it together, pizzowie! You got something that's amazing, right? That's what we're trying to do here. So I am going to be making an elderflower foam, and I'm going to do kind of a French 75 style cocktail. Let's get into it. This is very, very easy. So first thing we're going to do is 2 egg whites, and we're just going to drop them into our soda siphon. Then we're going to do 1 ounce of water, because we want to kind of cut down the lemon juice that we're going to put in this. It might be a little bit too strong if we don't have it. We're going to do 1.5 ounces of lemon juice. And then, last but certainly not least, if I can get it open, ooh, this thing crystallized itself shut. That's the problem with liqueurs. Like, I'm going to tell you guys something, that when you guys get liqueurs, make sure that you wipe the opening off before you put it away, because you can get sugar all on the side of it. Look at that. Look at all that sugar. Leandro has been very sloppy lately. Look at that. So all that sugar will crystallize itself shut, and then it's hard to open. Huh?
Classic. Do as I say, not as I do.
Well, I think I'm actually going to now I'm going to start taking my own advice, because I opened up Cointreau earlier today and I couldn't get it open because that was crystallized shut. So I'm just talking about my failure as a person storing liqueurs. And really what I should be doing is taking a wet rag and just going over this little opening so that it does not crystallize itself shut. It is very annoying when I'm on this show shooting a video and I can't open the darned ingredient. Okay, so we're going to do a full 3 ounces of our Saint Germain. You can use any elderflower liqueur that you would like. I just have Saint Germain on hand right now. That's what we're using. And I like you some Saint Germain. I'm putting this on here, but I'm putting it on here lightly so that I can fix it later. And that's all you got to do. Then we're just going to close up our Issy Whipper. And this is important. You want to use NO2 chargers, not CO2. I use NO2. And we're going to do 2 of them because I have a 1 liter sized Issy Whipper. If you have one of the pint sized ones, you can just do 1. But we want to make sure that we get a nice, good emulsion here. So we're going to put it in there and give it a nice shake. All right. And then we're going to let this go and do another one. And I bet you anything that had used enough NO2 that I could probably get a pretty stable foam, but we're actually going to put this in the refrigerator for a half an hour. Because the colder your foam is, the colder that this is, actually the more stable your foam will be in the cocktail. But I bet you we're going to get a pretty good foam right now. So there you go. But it still needs, I think it still needs, ooh, it's kind of open. Where'd that go? It came off the top. Yeah. Get out of there. There you go. Let's taste it. Ooh, that's good. Yeah. It's good. The water really cut it down. Okay, I'm going to go put this in the fridge and we'll be back in half an hour. All right, so now we're gonna get into making the cocktail. I told you that it was gonna be kind of a French 75-ish sort of thing. We're gonna be using Cocchi Americano for it. So Cocchi Americano is an aromatized wine from Italy. They've been making it from the same ingredients since 1891, and its main flavor profiles are like citrus, cinchona bark, and a little gentian. It adds a lot of depth. It's very good with gin, and so we're going to use an equal amount of each. I picked this up, but I need to do one thing first. And what's that, Marius? What are you smiling at?
I was going to ask if, because you said something about the flavor, and I was like, oh, would you call it three-dimensional? But then I was like, I'm not going to say that.
Oh, so you were just having a little private joke. Yes, I would call it. I would say that the Cocchi Americano gives a third dimension to drinks, especially with gin. So what we're going to do is just a couple dashes of our orange bitters. Then we're going to do 1.5 ounces of the Cocchi Americano and 1.5 ounces of gin. We're using Bombay Sapphire today. Somebody has said, like, I never see you use Bombay Sapphire. Do you like it? Yeah, I like it just fine. It's great. I don't use it that often, but today I'm going to use it because, you know, we got that comment. And I thought, why not use it? I got a bottle. I think we used it once before, right?
We have.
And we're going to give it a nice stir.
I really like the blue on the bottle. It's too bad that the gin isn't blue.
Yeah, but then what would it be being made blue with? I mean, you're going to ask, like, what is that going to add to it? You know what I mean? I'm going to give it a nice stir. Stirry poo, as I like to say. I haven't used this guy in a while. I feel like I can't do it right here because it's like so long and it's in my face. Like I don't move it to the side.
No, we used this one pretty recently.
Huh?
We used this pretty recently.
This guy?
Yeah.
When? On what? I feel like I haven't. I looked at it and I was like, I haven't seen you in ages. You know? Gotta give it a nice little stirry poo. And we're gonna set this aside for a second. We'll let that marinate, I guess, for a second. We're gonna take our glass. And then the other trick that I'd like to say about using foams is that when you use this, and I learned this from bartender Jamie Boudreau, when you do this, you want to pour your cocktail through the foam. And so therefore the cocktail will be getting a little bit of the character of the foam. So we're gonna just put our foam in our glass like so. Maybe a little bit more. And I was like, maybe a little more, then I'll just put a little dot on top. Because I second guessed. I was like, is this gonna be too voluminous? If not, we can always top it off. And then we got our cocktail, and we're just gonna pour our cocktail right through the foam. That's actually very nice. It worked out very well. All right. And then maybe I kind of want to add just like a little bit more on top. Ooh. This looks wonderful. And you know, the other difference between doing like an egg white foam this way and shaking is that when you shake it, the egg white foam is very dense, whereas this is like light and fluffy. Let's take a sip of it. Oh, that's fantastic. So you get the Cocchi Americano just giving a third dimension to that gin. But what's really nice is you get the elderflower notes, but you get that nice orange bitters on the finish too. None of it is too sweet. If anything, the lemon elderflower foam that we made is very dry and lightly sweet because we're only using the sugar from the Saint Germain. Now I did test this with a little 1/4 ounce of simple syrup, which you could do. To me, it made it overly sweet, and so I decided to go without. But if you want your foam to be a little bit sweeter, you want to balance that dryness out a bit, then you can use that 1/4 ounce of simple syrup. For me, though, I kind of feel like the foam dryness really matches the dryness of the cocktail, and then you get that nice third dimension from the Cocchi Americano, kind of bringing up the rear, and then also you get that nice bitterness right on the finish from the orange bitters. Yes, it works out very well together. Kind of martini-ish. It's like a 50-50 martini. You know, in Piedmont, I think that's where this is, where it's from, they just use a pour of this with soda in a tall glass with a nice big swath of orange. And it's just like, mwah, magnifique. Kind of reminds me of that, sort of like a lemon elderflower gin orange martini with a little bit of awesome 3-dimensional foam on top. Not 2-dimensional foam.
Because it doesn't
3-dimensional
exist.
foam.
Yes.
We're talking about flavors, Marius. We're not talking about mass. You know what I mean? All right, there you have it, my friends. How to use foam in a cocktail. And I actually haven't named this cocktail. I don't know. I winged this cocktail a little bit. So
The foam teeny.
the foam teeny? No, that's horrible. No, we'll call it. I think there's a drink actually that's a 50-50 split of gin and Cocchi. I think it's called an Eventide. I think that's the name of the cocktail. It's called an Eventide. So maybe we can call this a high tide.
Or the third dimension.
You know, because at high tide, there's like the foam in the ocean or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the third dimension. Oh, maybe that's a good one too. Yeah, I don't mind that one as much. All right, guys, there you guys have it. The high tide cocktail. I will see you guys next time. If you like our channel, please hit like and subscribe, and check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/educatedbarfly. Check out our apron sponsor, Staggerly Goods, and type in Barfly SLG20 for 20% off at checkout. Check out Barfly Mixology Gear that gives us all this awesome equipment. We love them, and I hope that you guys love this cocktail and go home. Just go and make it. And if you have not checked out our new channel, Barfly Free Pour, check it out. And I'll see you guys on another time.
Did you just say go home? Was this what you were gonna say? Go home.
Did I say go home?
You like halfway. You were like go home. Go check it out. He said.
No. Oh, I was like go home. Maybe because like I know that so many people watch this show on their mobile device. I'm like, go home and get on your computer and check it out. Maybe that's what I was going for. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm just assuming that they're not home.
Not home, yeah.
And there are quite a few people who use their TVs to watch the show as well. So
I do.
yeah, you do. I know.
50, no, not 50-50, but
50-50. I always
20,
use either my
80.
phone or my computer. I never watch this on my television for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't watch a lot of television, so it doesn't really matter. All right, guys. See you guys in another time.